The rain fell like soft applause on the empty streets of London, each droplet echoing against the worn-out guitar case at Chris Turner's feet. The world around him blurred, the grey buildings, the rushing cars, the faceless crowd, all fading into the rhythm of his own quiet song. His fingers trembled on the strings, not because of the cold, but because of what he was holding back. For months now, this corner outside the train station had been his stage. A stage without lights, without cameras, without an audience that cared. Just strangers passing by, tossing a coin or two, some out of pity, some out of habit. But today, Chris wasn't playing for them. Today, he was playing for her. Emma. Her name echoed in every chord. The way she used to sit cross-legged on their small apartment floor, scribbling lyrics in a tattered notebook while he strummed beside her. One day, she used to say, "We'll stand on a stage where the world listens." She had the kind of smile that made you believe it. But dreams are fragile things. Sometimes, they break quietly. It had been almost a year since the accident. The day the phone rang, Chris had been tuning his guitar, getting ready for an open mic gig, the first in months. When the voice on the other end said the words, "She didn't make it," something inside him shattered so completely that even music couldn't find the pieces. He stopped singing. Stopped performing. The guitar went silent for months. Until one day, walking through the market, he heard a little girl singing one of his old songs, a melody he and Emma had written together. She couldn't have been more than 8 years old, but she sang it with such purity, such innocence, that it made his chest ache. When he asked where she learned it, she said, "From YouTube." "You're Chris Turner, right?" He smiled weakly. "I used to be." That night, he went home and looked up his own name. There they were. Old videos of him and Emma performing at pubs, parks, and once, even on a tiny local TV show. The views were few, but the comments. "Your music healed me. Please come back. This song saved my life." He stared at those words until his vision blurred. And for the first time in months, he picked up his guitar again. 3 months later, he stood in front of a small desk at Heathrow Airport, clutching a one-way ticket to Los Angeles. "Purpose of visit?" the clerk asked, barely looking up. He hesitated. "To try again." The clerk raised an eyebrow, stamped his passport, and waved him through. The first thing Chris noticed about America was the noise. The constant hum of life, people laughing, cars honking, music spilling from cafes. It was overwhelming. But underneath all that sound, he could feel something he hadn't felt in a long time: possibility. He didn't have much: a small suitcase, his old guitar, and a letter from Emma that he carried everywhere. On the envelope, in her neat handwriting, were the words, "For when you finally belie."